Hello beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Salt and Suki. So, what are we making today? Well, we're gonna make a steak sandwich. So, we're just done with class. We got home at about 9 o'clock. Claudia is getting home from training in about 45 minutes. So I'm gonna try and be quick with this one. So, let's get to it. Now, to make sure that our steak is nice, I'm gonna do it sous vide. Now, this is quite a piece we ended up with here today. As you can see, since we were that late with class, I went to the butcher. I was like, I want 2 pieces of steak. And she was like, okay, you want me to cut this in half? And this was the last piece they had. So I was like, you know what, don't even bother cutting it. I'll make it work. So, I mean, since it's for a steak, we're just gonna cut it up into slices anyhow. So, now, let's get to it. So, as I said, we're doing it sous vide. That means that I'll have to fill up a tub of water, get the sous vide machine going. I'll do some quick seasoning, vacuum seal the bag, throw it in there. Usually, I would let this sit for maybe 2 hours at about 45 degrees, then throw it on the pan and let it cook. If I get started now, it'll be 45, maybe 50 minutes in sous vide, but we'll take whatever time we can. So, let's get to it. When it comes to seasoning our meat, we're doing it very simple. Oh, let's see here. Not the best knife, but we'll make do. Cut off any parts that looks like wouldn't be edible, and I chose quite a terrible knife for this job, but you know, we'll make it work. Now, since I'm doing this in sous vide, I'll be using some nice oil to put in the sous vide bag with it and the seasonings. So, see here. Plenty of salt. Feed it in. That glove was really unnecessary of me. That's what happens when you're stressing out a little bit. That's okay. Just like so. This is also a very thick piece of meat, that's why I'm quite generous with the salt. And our pepper. Let's see, we do a little flip. Rub it. Looking great, okay. So, next up, we get it in our sous vide bag with our oil. That is a lot better. So, fold first. Those of you who don't use a sous vide bags, now you know you want to do a little fold first because this is the area that will be sealed, and if there's anything there, it'll really mess up with the sealing. So just like that. Bam, in it goes. Wash your hands all the time. And in goes the oil. I'm using a pretty nice extra virgin olive oil for this. Could probably use a slice of butter as well, but this is how we're doing it now. Bam. Get rid of, you know what, let's just throw in the extra seasoning in there. Throw out the leftovers. So now, into the machine we put it. That's it. And now we get our tub of water, keep it hot. Oof, I gotta hurry up here. Oh, okay, so the tub is filled. We got our vacuum sealed meat. Not the best vacuum seal I've done, but it'll do the trick. So we put that in here. There we go. So, like I said, 45 degrees. Let's see. You know what? You can do 50 as well. You can do 50, and I just started. Oh, I turned it off. 50, 10, perfect. Now we'll let that one sit, and once Claudia gets back, we'll do the sear, cut it up, and we start assembly. So, what I'm going to do in the meantime? Well, give me a second. There we go. So, what am I going to do next? You want to caramelize some onions. Now, when it comes to caramelized onion, I always feel like there wasn't enough. So we're doing 2 whole onions for this. Hopefully that won't turn into 1 tablespoon, but we'll see, most likely. Like so. Now you guys know how to make caramelized onion probably. If not, just cut your onion into nice slivers and cook it at a low heat. Throw in some water, that'll help sweating. Not the sweating I'm doing right now. Such a funny guy I am. I know, I'm hilarious. So, let's get started on the onions. I peeled them, and now we come to the chopping part. So, you just want some nice slivers. Now, if you start crying while cutting the onions, just remind yourself your ancestors didn't make it so far that you could be born just for you to cry over an onion. That's it, like so, like so, like so. You know, some of these are thicker than others. I'm too tired to really care right now. It's been a long day. So, there we go. The onions are cut. You didn't start crying, I didn't start crying. Why? Because we have good genetics. So, take all of your onions over to the pan. No crying here, like so. There we go. Add a dash of oil. That is a dash. Very fast and loose here today. Bring it there. Low heat, long and slow. That is the clue here. We're not going to do it. A lot of people do the caramelized onion by throwing some sugar in there. That's not the way we did it. That's not the way me and my family did it growing up. We just pour in a little bit of water, let it take its time. So that's what I'm going to do today, because that's, that's my tradition. So, see you soon. Okay, well, you're not according to our time schedule, so the dinner isn't ready yet. Okay, perfect. Alright, see you soon. And just like that, we have our caramelized onion. It took some time, but you know what? It's gonna be so worth it. And as you can tell, 2 onions don't really do that much. Oh, look at this beauty, huh? It's nice. It's got that nice brown color of that Maillard. Really nice. That's gonna be perfect in our sandwich. Now, I also want to do a dressing. So, give me a second here. So, the dressing. I want to do mustard and Parmesan dressing. I haven't done this one before. I originally said to Claudia that one I'll do mustard dressing that I did last time we had this. But thing is, I have a tendency to just do things like very spontaneous, and I don't usually write those down, so I have no idea how I actually did it last time. So I was like, you know what, we love ourselves some mustard, we love ourselves some cheese, so why not? Now, I said Parmesan, but actually we're using Pecorino Romano, you know, close relative. It'll get the job done. Put them in here. And we do, well, we have to do a tablespoon at least. This is probably 2 tablespoons, but like so. And some really nice extra virgin olive oil. This one, if I'm not mistaken, let's see here. We have 2 different ones from the same olive farm, and one of them was a little bit more herby, a little bit more tomato-ish. This one, yeah, that's this one. And this one is the one that's a little bit more spicy, no? Yeah, this one's a little bit more spicy. Best way to describe it, spicy. Let's see. Now with everything here, it's very much like at the moment thingy. So we'll just mix this up, give it a taste, see what we feel like. We want to add some other spices. If you feel like you need to add some more cheese, we'll take it as it comes. So our dressing is ready. I did end up adding a couple more things. I added 1 teaspoon of okay, that was not what I wanted to do. I added 1 teaspoon of mayo. I added maybe a teaspoon of soy sauce, a little bit of salt, and a tiny droplet of balsamic vinegar. And yeah, I mean, you can't tell by there, but yeah, now we have this beautiful creamy sauce. Now, as you saw, I just chopped my my cheese. I just chopped my cheese and put it in there. I would recommend you to grate it, because I did end up having to take them out because I didn't want to blend properly, so I took them out, ended up chopping them. It was a mess, but I mean, it worked out. We have our dressing. Now, I think all we're missing is to prepare our toast. I have our bread. Once that's toasted, we'll sear our meat, and yeah, at that point I think it's bon appetit, so let's get started. And now, we've taken our meat out of the sous vide. Right now I'm turning my pan on to high heat. We want it to be really hot when we put our steak there, because this has already been cooking in the sous vide, so we're just looking for a crust. Additionally, let's see, I forgot to bring it. Since we're going to cook it now, we want it to be nice and dry, just so we can get that proper crust. Once we've gotten our sear on this, we'll want to throw in a slice of butter and some garlic cloves. So might as well prepare that now. This cooking process will get very smoky, so turn on your pan. And here we go, no looking back now. There we go. Now, don't cook it for too long, leave it for only a couple of minutes maximum. Like I said, you just want the crust. And just like that, our piece of steak is done. So, I did it about maybe minutes and a half on each side. Took it off, put some butter in the pan with the cloves of garlic, put it back in and just baste it. And yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful, it smells amazing. While this one rests, I'll get done with the toast and we can actually start our assembly. So for toast, I also want to put a little bit of Gouda on it, let that melt, layer the meat on top, and we get going with our onion, our sauce. It's gonna be absolutely amazing. Okay, finally back. So, as you can see, I've done the bread is done. I put some cheese on one side, the other side I put in the butter, the garlic butter that we used to baste the steak. So here we go. Now let's start cutting our beef. Okay, so let's start assembly. On the side that we put garlic butter, we'll put our mustard sauce. Go. Let's layer our onion. Beautiful. And on with the meat. So some that dripping. With that, our steak sandwich is done. Oof. I hope you guys are ready for some beer rolls. Oi, oi, oi. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's try it. That is so good. Wow. Oh. That was worth the wait. Look at that beautiful dressing there. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Try this recipe at home. And when you do, let me know. And yeah, ha det bra.
That's so good.
Yeah?
Oh my god. Oh, it's dripping everywhere.
Oh no. Too
Wow.
saucy.
Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.